Yo, what is up? This is DevineYGO, and I'm going to be doing a deck profile on Doll Monster, or Box of Friends, whatever you prefer to call it. So this deck, it's just, I'll be dead honest, it's a very casual deck. It's very slow, and you need like multiple cards to actually make a play. But anyways, without further ado, let's just go ahead and get into the deck profile. So, first of all, we're playing the triple copies of the Miss Madchen. Like, it's a vanilla, but you need the vanillas in the deck to actually play the deck. So yeah, we got the triple Madchen, triple Bear. They're both 0 attack, 0 defense, level 4s. And we got the triple copies of Box of Friends. The deck is literally built around Box of Friends, so you need to run 3. And Box of Friends, its effect is that if this card is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon 2 normal monsters with 0 attack or 0 defense and different names from your deck in defense position, but they cannot be used as synchro material. Also, they are destroyed during your next end phase. And you can only use this effect of Box of Friends once per turn. So it is a hard once per turn, but on destruction, it brings out 2 more bodies. So Box of Friends itself is basically just a Link 4 play, or not Link 4, a Rank 4, excuse me. And then we play triple copies of Grandpa Bento. So what Grandpa does is that you can detach 1 material from Princess Cologne you control, special summon up to 2 normal monsters with 0 attack or defense from your graveyard, each as a level 8 dark monster in defense position. If an XC monster you control activates its effect by detaching a normal monster, you can target that XC monster and 1 monster your opponent controls, destroy your opponent's monster, and if you do, inflict damage to your opponent equal to that XC monster's rank times 300. You can only use each effect of Grandpa Bento once per turn. I think Grandpa Bento would be much better, would be way better if it had a way to summon itself. And the deck, unfortunately, aside from like things like 1-for-1, there's not really a good way to special summon Grandpa Bento out easily. And that's the one big downfall about Grandpa Bento. And that's it for the Box of Friends portion of the monsters. We are playing some Sue ships in the deck, just because it helps out a lot. Like, honestly, it helps out quite a bit. There's been times where I ran through all 3 copies of Madchen and Bear, and I'm like, okay, I need more normal monsters to summon. And having 3 extra level 4 vanillas really helps. And having Sue ship Sherry on field while having the Ikura in our hands, yeah, Ikura just helps a lot in terms of like getting bodies or level 4 bodies on board. Same goes to the Shirao. This right here is just, if you have Sherry on field, you can summon both of these 2 out. And also, if you have an XC monster that has Sherry as a material, you can summon this one out as well. So yeah, that's the Sue ship portion of the monsters. And yeah, again, it's here to just help spam level 4 bodies on board. And then to end the monster lineup, we do play the triple copies of Rescue Rabbit, 1 card rank 4, and we also play 1 copy of Kage to Kage. When you normal summon a level 4 monster, you can special summon this card out from your hand. Onto the spells, we play triple copies of Dollhouse. And Dollhouse, what it does is that you can target 1 normal monster in your graveyard with 0 attack or defense. Or if you control Princess Cologne, you can target 2 such monsters instead. Special summon 1 monster from your deck with the same name as each target as a level 6 dark monster. You can only use this effect of Dollhouse once per turn. And then also, when an opponent's monster declares an attack, you can attach 1 Grandpa Bento you control to Princess Cologne you control as material, then end the battle phase. And this is a field spell, and again, the Grandpa Bento part, again, has to be on field. So that's the biggest problem I have with this deck is that, or there's no easy way to get Bento on field when all these effects rely on him being on field. But yeah, anyways, you use this card basically to have access to rank 6 plays. And we do play 1 rank 6 in the deck. Next we play 3 copies of Doll Happiness. Any less than 3, I don't know what you're doing. Doll Happiness literally helps you set up your plays. Doll Happiness searches out Grandpa Bento or Box of Friends from your deck to your hand. And it also has a neat effect. While you control Princess Cologne, your opponent's monsters cannot target monsters with 0 attack or 0 defense for attacks. So if you have Princess Cologne on field, and let's say, for example, like your Bear or Madchen, or even Sue ship Sherry, with Doll Happiness, your opponent's monsters cannot target any of these for attacks. And Princess Cologne's effect is that if you control another monster, your opponent cannot target Princess Cologne with attacks or monster effects. So Doll Happiness, it's a nice little soft lock. And another thing, Doll Happiness can also, once per turn, destroy one monster in your hand or field. And if you do, send one doll monster from your deck to your graveyard. And also you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of this turn except XC monsters, which is completely fine. We run basically nothing but XC monsters, so that restriction does not hurt at all. But again, Doll Happiness is also a 1-card rank 4, because on activation, you search out your box of friends, activate Doll Happiness effect, destroy box of friends from your hand, and then send one of your doll monster cards to the grave. And then on a new chain, box of friends will activate, summoning 2 more level 4 vanillas from the deck, and you have a rank 4. Up next, we're playing triple copies of Unexpected Die. We run normal monsters, so obviously this is a must. And then we play 2 copies of Piercing the Darkness. This card's just really good for like battle protection and to help with drawing cards. In the wording on Piercing the Darkness, it is kind of weird and it is long, so I'm just gonna put a picture of the card somewhere on screen so you can read it for yourselves. Then we play the 1 for 1. Obviously, is to help get Grandpa Demeto on field. 1 Monster Reborn, just to help extend. 1 Pot of Aviaries, because we do surprisingly run through a lot of our vanillas, and most of the time we do need them in the deck, so Pot of Avarice to recycle them back into the deck is just really helpful. And then I play 1 Day of Peace. We both draw a card, and neither player takes damage for the rest of the turn, until the end of my opponent's turn. And originally I was running Desires over the 1 Day of Peace, but the Desires hurt me a lot more than it probably should have. Because I know we run basically 3 of everything, but Pot of Desires hitting like your vanillas hurts a lot. Because without the vanillas, you can't make that many plays. So yeah, I took out the Desires and threw in the 1 Day of Peace. You could argue that you could play Pot of Extravagance instead, but yeah, I don't think that's a good idea in my personal opinion. Just because you actually do need the extra deck. You could argue that you could play Pot of Prosperity, but that's not necessarily a budget card or a budget friendly card, so I'm just playing the 1 Day of Peace. But in all honesty, you could just run Upstart Goblin over the 1 Day of Peace. I just simply couldn't find mine, so I threw this card in instead. On to the extra. Play 1 Utopic Future, the 1 Draco Future. I mean, we're playing a rank 4 spam deck, so obviously we gotta play this. It's pretty much a no-brainer. 1 Abyss Dweller, it's just generically good. Exciton Knight, generically good. Board wipe. 2 Suship Ikuta class, and this is just for mainly the draw effect, and also the secondary effect to pop cards when it deals battle damage. It's also really nice. Play 2 copies of Princess Cologne. You could technically get away with just running 1, but I like having at least 2 of the main deck's basically like boss monster or archetype boss monster. So I really like having the 2. 1 Baguska. This is if I'm going first and I don't have enough extenders to make multiple rank 4s, so I just make the Baguska and sit on Baguska. And then we play 1 Photon Strike Bouncer for our rank 6. You could play more if you want to, but I wanted space for extra rank 4s. And I also wanted space to add in my rank 8 package, and it is the double Cypher Dragon, 1 full armored Photon Dragon, 1 Cypher Blade, and 1 Cypher X Dragon. But alright, that is the deck profile. So before I end this video, I will give maybe 1 or 2 test hands just to kind of show you guys how I would play the deck with the types of hands you would get. So yeah, let me go ahead and just shuffle real quick. Give it a cut. We'll put it over here. And let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And usually with this deck, you want to go first, just because going second, it's just very hard to play. So you want to go first to at least have an attempt at playing. So let's see what we got here. We got Piercing the Darkness, Dollhouse, Doll Happiness, another Piercing the Darkness, and Suship Sherry. Gonna activate Doll Happiness. Doll Happiness effect will search out our Box of Friends. And then what we're going to want to do is activate the Piercing the Darkness, because we're about to summon some normal monsters. Doll Happiness effect. Destroying Box of Friends in hand, not engraved, you can't do that. And then we'll be dumping Bear from the deck to the grave. And then Box of Friends effect will trigger on a new chain, summoning 2 level 4 normal monsters with different names. And since we have Bear in grave already, we'll go ahead and summon the Madchen. And we'll go ahead and summon out the Sous Ship Sherry. And then since we special summoned a normal monster, we will then use Piercing the Darkness's effect to draw a card, give it a cut, and we'll draw into Rescue Rabbit. So that's actually not bad, because we have not used our normal summon just yet. From here, I think I'm going to go ahead and normal summon Rescue Rabbit. Rescue Rabbit's effect, banishing itself, to then summon 2 level 4s. We'll go ahead and summon Miss Madchen again. And then we'll go ahead and summon out the Sous Ship Sherry. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Madchen and Sherry. Oh, actually, maybe not this Sherry. We'll get this Sherry because it was summoned off of Rescue Rabbit. Summon our Sous Ship Ikuta class. And since Ikuta class was summoned using Sherry, we can use his effect to draw a card on summon. Doll Happiness, I guess that's alright. We can search out Grandpa Demeto or Box of Friends later. And then we will use these 2 to then XC summon into our Princess Cologne. Princess of Cologne's effects on summon, we can summon the Box of Friends from the graveyard. So I was wanting to have Princess Cologne on field in order to activate Dollhouse, but looking at it, I don't think there's actually a way for me to do that. So from here, I think I might just have to XC these 2 off into the F0, and then just go into the Draco Future. And honestly, I think I would have to just pass turn. I was really wanting to try and get Strike Bouncer on field, but I don't think I could. Either that or I messed up somewhere and I could have done it earlier, but yeah, I just couldn't see it. But yeah, let's do one more test hand. Oh shoot, almost dropped my cards. Alright, let's see what we got for test hand number 2. Dollhouse, Box of Friends, Sous Ship, Demeto, and Ikura. Okay, this hand is honestly unplayable. Yeah, this hand is pretty bad, not gonna lie. Like, the best we can do here is just normal summon this one, and then use its effect to special summon Ikuta from hand. And then we would just overlay into our Baguska. And that's basically all we could do. That's the best play that we can make right here. Quite unfortunate, actually, because we do need access to our normal monsters. Yeah, this was a horrible hand. So let's just go ahead and get into another test hand real quick before we end the video. Alright, let's see what we got. Hopefully something better. Rescue Rabbit. That's always nice. Dollhouse, Monster Reborn, Ikuta, and Demeto. Normal summon the Rescue Rabbit. Rabbit's effect, banishing itself. And I think we're gonna go ahead and summon out the Sherry and Madchen. We're gonna have to kind of take a gamble here, so I'm gonna go ahead and summon out the Ikuta, because technically we could just summon Baguska again and sit on Baguska, but I don't really want to do that for this test hand, so let's try and gamble a little bit, see what we can get. Let's go into Ikuta class. Ikuta class's effect, since we use Sherry as material, we can draw a card. Hopefully something good. Okay, alright. That's what I get. Honestly, before going into the Ikuta class, what we could have done, well, this would have been on the top of the deck, the Rescue Rabbit that we drew. These would be on field. We could have special summoned out the Ikuta. Using the Ikuta and Madchen, could go into our Abyss Dweller. activate Abyss Dweller's effect. We'll detach the Ikuta, actually. And then we'll use Monster Reborn, targeting the Ikuta, bring it back. Go into the... This is when we would go into the Ikuta class. This is actually way better, to be honest. I don't know why I didn't think of this. Go into Ikuta class, effect, we would draw the Rescue Rabbit for next turn. And then from here, this is when we overlay into Utopic Future and Draco Future. And unfortunately, that's just going to be our end board. Which isn't horrible, unless our opponent has a way to deal with it. And mind you, Draco Future cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects, so it's a fairly solid boss monster to have on field. Let's see what our next draw would be. Pot of Avery's. That's not really what we want. But alright, you know, it happens. It happens. But alright, that is the end of this video of my Bento box deck profile / test hands. Again, just a very casual deck to play. Doesn't build the craziest boards. Needs multiple cards to build a decent board. And as you can see, this deck can brick. And when it does, it's very bad. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed it, hit that like button. I'd really appreciate it. And yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts on the deck. And maybe some ways to improve the deck. But yeah, anyways, that's the end of this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And this is DevineYGO signing out. Peace.